today we are going to read a book about math. And in this book, we are going to see some addition sentences. How many of you, before we get started, before I keep going, I would like for you all to sit crisscross applesauce. I see some of you are doing that, but some of you are not. Okay, perfect. Okay, so anyways, raise your hand if you know what an addition sentence is. Alyssa, I saw your hand first.
1 plus 6.
Yes, 1 plus 6, okay. And Ash and C.
10 plus 1.
Okay, but what is it though? What is an addition sentence? Parker.
The next number in counting order.
Okay, an addition sentence is when we take two sets of numbers. So like what Alyssa and Ash and C were saying, they were giving me two different numbers. Like 1 plus 6, those are two sets of numbers. 1 is the first set, and plus 6, the second set, equals, what's 1 plus 6?
7.
7 is the total. Does anyone know what another name for total is? Riker. Does anyone know what another name for the total is? Alyssa.
Totally.
Totally. Okay. When we are adding, when we are doing an addition problem, I need you all to pay attention to me, please. Crisscross applesauce. Okay. When we are doing an addition problem, the total is called the sum. Have you ever heard that before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
On the pirate thingy.
Okay.
Can we watch it?
No, we're going to read a book today. So the sum, when we are doing an addition sentence, it is two sets of numbers and we combine them to make the sum, which is the total. So today in our book, Animals on Board, we are going to see some addition sentences. Okay, so I want you to pay close attention because we're going to do a really fun activity after we are done, and we're going to practice with the addition sentences that we see in here. Okay? You ready? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Yes.
0 plus 0 is probably 0.
0 plus 0 is 0.
0 plus 0 equals 0.
One more question, and that's it, okay? And then I have to get started. Yes, Anna? If you really, if it's absolutely an emergency and you have to get a drink right this second, then yes, you may go get a drink.
That's what I have to do.
Okay, I would really appreciate it if you guys could stay here and read the book, or listen to me read the book.
I can see this book.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. Animals on Board by Stuart J. Murphy. Illustrated by R.W. Alley. My truck chugs slowly down the road, carrying a special load. I'm the driver. My name is Jill. I make sure that my load won't spill. What's special about those words? Jill and spill?
They rhyme.
Thank you, Riker, for raising your hand. What is special about those words?
They rhyme.
Yes, thank you. A big green truck goes roaring past with 3 fierce tigers. Count them fast.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
already counted them. Before everybody.
1, 2, 3. Addition sentence. 3 plus 2 equals 5.
Don't look down. Here come two more. Add them up and they might roar.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we have, what do we have right here?
3 plus 2 equals 5.
Okay, so we have our first set plus our second set equals our, what is this called?
Sum.
Yes, sum. Okay, so what are we adding together though? Tigers, yes, we're adding tigers. So that is our first addition sentence. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. 6 white swans are passing by. They have wings, but they don't fly.
What? They swim. For they paddle.
I hear rhyming words again. Look out now, here comes another. Maybe it's their little brother.
Not that little.
What do we have here?
6 plus 1 equals 7.
6 plus 1 equals
6 plus 1.
Equals
7.
7. I had that.
What do you got?
6 sentence.
Okay, on the count of 3, I want you, I have 3 different numbers here. Okay, I'll keep talking when you guys are done talking. You done? Okay. I have 3 numbers here. On the count of 3, I want you to shout out which number is the sum. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
7.
Perfect. Okay. What's this funny thing I see? 4 green frogs are passing me. Look at those 4 frogs.
Toads. They're big.
Yeah, they are. I've
There's
never seen
another-
frogs that big.
They're called toads. They're big.
Here we go.
They're
Keep moving.
just getting born. They're called.
Thank you to those who are sitting quietly.
Those others.
Okay. My truck keeps moving. It doesn't stop. 4 more frogs pass. Hip hop, hip hop. 4 plus 4
equals 8.
Whose favorite number is that?
Yours.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So what are these called? 4 and 4. Those are doubles.
They're double numbers.
Yes, they are.
Double.
4 and 4 makes 8. Okay. No, okay, wait a minute. We are going to stop for a second and get resituated and sit crisscross applesauce. Okay. And I really want to know what you have to say, but we are going to read the story first, okay? Okay, thank you. One more truck is passing now. 7 prancing horses. Wow! 7 prancing horses. Then another truck I see. This one holds another 3. 7 plus 3
Equals 10.
Okay. Again, thank you to those who are sitting quietly and crisscross applesauce. Okay. On the count of 3, I want you all to shout out which number is the first set. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
7.
Perfect.
That was
Very
easy.
good.
That was easy.
Okay, I'm testing you.
No.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. The next truck holds a splendid sight. 9 plump pandas, black and white.
Pandas are my favorite. 9.
Okay. Okay. A red truck passes me with care. What's in the back? nothing's there. 9 plus
Zero.
0 equals 9.
9 plus 9?
9
Equals 0.
Equals 9.
19.
Okay, so on the count of 3, I want you to shout out what the second set is. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Just like on the number line.
You are right.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so thank you again to all of those. I cannot express how thankful I am to all of those who are sitting quietly. Okay, so I want to test you guys. What if I added 0 to 8? What would my sum be?
8.
Very good. You guys are super adders. But what if I added 0 to my favorite number?
It would be 4 again.
Yes, because 4 plus 0 equals
4.
4.
There's no numbers in the middle. 9 plus 9.
4 is right here.
I know it.
Here we go. Okay, but But on the front's a special sign. Time for me to get in line. At last, I reached my final stop. My truck held the tippy top. So now that all our work is done, it's finally time to have some fun.
Circuit.
Can you find 5 tigers? Can you find 5 tigers? Wait a minute. I'm going to call on somebody who has been sitting crisscross applesauce and quietly this entire time. Parker, please come up here and point out 5 tigers for me.
This one, this one, this one, this one.
Can you count them as you find them? Count them out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, 5 tigers. Okay, now we need to find 7 swans. Okay, and Maya, you have been sitting there quietly this whole time. Can you come up here and find 7 swans for me? Parker, you can go sit back down. You may go to the restroom. Well, count them out. Count them. Mm-hmm.
Let's see one more.
Yes. Very
I saw
good.
that.
Okay. And someone else I saw paying very close attention and sitting very quietly. Ethan. And you know what? I also I need some more helpers for our next activity. So if you keep sitting quietly and crisscross applesauce, I will need more helpers. So keep that in mind, okay? Okay, can you please help me find 10 horses? Count out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Very good. Very good, Ethan. Okay, and now last we need to find 9 pandas. Okay, I'm looking for someone. Emma. Emma, you sat there so quietly this whole time. Crisscross applesauce. Okay, 9 pandas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Very good. High five.
Thank you, and I know you forgot the frogs.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We do need to find 8 frogs, don't we? Okay. I need one more helper. I think I'm going to call on Christopher. Christopher, can you find 8 frogs for me, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Very good. There you go.
Keep counting 1, 2 times.
Okay, so now that we did that, we have another fun activity that we are going to
Can I
do.
tell you what I wanted to tell you?
Okay, yes, if it's an absolute emergency, what do you? Oh, no, I want you to let's share it with everybody. Yes.
5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15.
5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15.
I have 1.
And that is
5
right.
And now you're supposed to calculate. And now you're supposed to calculate.
Okay.
5 plus 5 equals 10.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty, okay, so this is what I want you to do. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I want you all to find, okay, Chris, give me 5, everyone. Thank you, okay. Now I want you all to go find a picture. And remember, I need another helper. And I'm looking for someone who is still following directions and doing, you may. I'm looking, no, I don't want you guys sitting on this side because I'm this side. You cannot sit on this side because you are going to need to look at this. Okay. No, if you are, okay, find a picture. Okay. Okay, I need you to sit down. Okay, thank you. Okay. Levi, or Lincoln,
Breaker, stop.
go sit over there, maybe in the square over there, the orange square. Okay, so good. Okay. Alyssa,
I
thank you,
can't
but
really see.
I'm not gonna call on you when you are
I can't
doing
really
that,
see.
okay?
While I'm doing this.
I know, but not when you are raising your hand and.
I can't really see.
Okay. I am looking for someone who's sitting crisscross applesauce quietly. Adriana, I need help. Who's familiar with working with counters? Okay. I need you to pass everyone a bag of counters. Can you do that for me, please? Thank you. Okay. Alyssa, if you can manage to sit crisscross applesauce and quietly throughout this whole activity, then I will let you help when we are done with the activity. Okay? Okay. I need another helper. Let me see here. Someone who's not jumping out of their seat. Lincoln. I need every student to get a mat. Can you please hand them one? Oh no, I said Lincoln. Thank you though.
Crispy, I think she needs to go to the bathroom. Whenever you do this, that means you want to go to the bathroom.
Oh, is that what that means? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, she already has one. Oh, yeah. I'll put it back in this spot. We have 10 orange here.
Okay. Oh, you guys, no, this one. Okay, stop. You guys go on. No,
I'm making sure Chris knows that.
Here, give me these mats. These are the mats you need. Thank you.
Okay.
Here, can I
I'm
have
just
those?
making sure. Oh, that's the word.
Okay, thank you. Here, I'll take those. Okay, you can sit down now.
I can do it. If I want.
Here, no, thank you. I'll do it. They're falling all over the place, so I'll do it.
Sky. What sky? Orange sky. Orange sky. Oi, oi, oi.
Okay, so here's what we are going to do. Okay, so you know what? And this is B and me is one also. Yes, I do. I do need one. Watch. This is what I am going to do.
It's blue. Now it's orange. It's getting oranges.
Okay, so
Now
here.
it's pink.
All right. Give me 5. Okay. So we are going to practice with the addition sentences that we saw in the book. So, I see my first set here is 3. So, I am going to put, how many counters am I going to put? 3. But why can't I put my favorite number?
Because it doesn't say it on the book.
So I can't put 4?
No.
Are you sure?
No 4s.
It doesn't say that.
Okay. So I'm going to put it
I
like that.
I
Okay.
made it like a dice.
Okay, and the second number says 2 in the addition sentence, 3 plus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 on the second side.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I'm going to put 4 on the second side, my favorite number.
No.
No, but why?
Because it doesn't say that on the book.
No, but so how many should I put there?
2.
2. Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put them on the red side this time, so I can tell the difference.
I have 9 counters.
So now I'm going, in order to tell myself to, oh, give me 5. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to combine them or add them and push them together like that, and then I'm going to count them. How many do I have all together? 1. Let's count together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. You don't have a board? Okay, wait 1 second, guys. Alyssa does not have a board.
I'll get it.
Oh, thank you so much. Remember, it's the orange one sitting on top.
Thank you.
Make sure you do it on the orange then, okay? Okay, Alyssa, for right now, let's count together on the top one. You can do the next one, okay? You ready? Let's count together as I point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is my sum? 5. I have 5. Okay, so now I'm going to write my addition sentence. And I'm going to call on some helpers too in a little bit to do this also. So, but you guys have to be behaving, sitting crisscross applesauce and quietly if you want to be able to do this. So let me get my pen. And what color should I do? Blue? Okay, but guess what? Guess what my favorite color is?
Blue.
Blue. It is. Okay. So what am I going to write? What was my first set? Does anyone remember? Parker.
3.
3. Okay. What do I write now?
No.
But who said that? Right there. Yes, I write plus.
2.
And 2.
Equals.
Plus 2.
Equals 5.
5.
Okay, now with a show of hands, I don't want anybody shouting out. I only want you to hold up your hand that shows the number of fingers. Okay, I have 3 different numbers here. I have 3, 2, and 5. I want you to hold up the number of fingers that shows the sum. Okay? Okay, I see 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh, I see some 2s. I see 2. You think 2 is the sum? Remember, which number is the sum?
The middle.
The middle? Why is the middle the sum?
No, the ending.
The ending? So what should your hand show?
5.
5. Okay. How many of you agree with with Ashton that it should be a 5? Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs way up in the air. Alyssa, your thumb is down. Okay. All right, everyone agree?
Down means up.
Okay. All
Down
right,
means
good.
up.
You are all
Yeah.
right because
Yeah.
5
Down
is the sum. Okay, and which one? Okay, all right, sit down. Sit down, crisscross applesauce. Okay, crisscross applesauce. Thank you, Rick. Sit down. Okay, so which one is my first set?
I'm split. Miss B.
Okay, hold up your fingers. Hold up your fingers. Okay, I see lots of 3s. Okay, you guys are right because this is my first set. And my second set must be 2.
Yes.
Okay, it's a 2. It's
You
your
guys are
second.
awesome. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do next. I'm going to give you guys some more problems from this book, some more addition sentences, and then you guys are going to use your counters to do exactly what we just did here, and then I'm going to call on someone whoever is sitting the quietest and the best, like meaning whoever's sitting has the best crisscross applesauce ever, to show me their math on the board. Okay? Okay? Got it? Thumbs up if you understand. Okay? All right. But I'm not going to show you the problem. Only I'm going to see it. You ready? 6 plus 1 equals 7. Use your counters. You have more on your board.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. I don't.
And remember, one set should be one color and another set should be a different color. They should not all be one color. Just use, do you have enough to make the sum? Okay, perfect, that's enough.
1, 2, 3,
Lincoln, if you have enough to make the sum, that's fine,
1, 2, 3.
okay? Thumbs up when you have your math done. When you have both sets done. And I will come around and look. I see 6, 1, okay. That is good. Remember I said one set should be one color and the other set should be a different one. Remember what the addition sentence was? What was it?
7.
No, that was the sum. What was the whole addition sentence? Do I need to read it again?
No.
6 plus 1 equals 7. Look at your sets. Your first set and then your second set. Remember, your set should not be both sets should not be the same color. You have 6 plus 1 equals 7. There's 2 different sets.
Hey, you made 7.
6 plus 1. Look, Parker. What does that say? Is that 6 plus 1?
Look what me and Maya made.
2. Okay.
Miss B.
Okay. All of your. Okay, I want you look at Adriana. See, Adriana, can you help Anna?
That's not a good career 7.
Parker, can you do me a favor? Can you get yourself and come sit over here next to Lincoln? And I want you to help them, please. Thank you.
This is a real 7. Right, Christopher?
Emma, can you do me a favor? Can I have Ethan? Can you help Emma? Can you show her 6 plus 1? Okay. Yes. Remember, both sets should not be the same color. Christopher, what do you notice about yours? Okay. Anna, we're very close. Remember, both sets should not be the same color. Okay, so now I'm looking for, it looks like everyone has their math right. So what do we do when we add them? Do we leave them separately, or what do we do? Ashton?
We put in the separate piles.
No, we don't put them in separate piles. Ashton, C.
We put them in the middle?
Yes, we put them in the middle. Because what are we doing when we add? We are
Putting them together.
Yes, we're putting them together to make what? What is that special word?
Sum.
Yes, the sum, to make some number, right? And then now I'm looking for someone. I don't see anyone putting their. I see some people putting their numbers together or their counters together. Okay, now I'm going to find someone who has been sitting quietly this whole time. I've had my eye on someone, and I'm going to have Alyssa come up here because she has really been trying hard. Okay, Alyssa, what color do you want to use?
Pink.
Pink? Okay, let me help you.
This one.
Okay, you got it. Okay, remember what the addition sentence was? What was it? Can you remind everybody?
Plus 1
Oh, wait a minute.
at equal.
Okay. So does everyone agree? Thumbs up if you agree that that's right. Okay. I see some thumbs up, but okay, you know what? I think, okay, can you tell me, okay, this is 6. Is this, what is this right here?
What?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so she's got
8.
6 plus 1 equals 7. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs up. Do I see thumbs? I see, okay. Christopher, why do you not think that's right?
Because the plus is supposed to be that way.
But it is that way. Do you see it? Yeah, see, look, watch out. It's hard for him to see. You see? 6 plus, it's kind of hard to tell because.
It looks like an 8.
Kind of, but.
Because I got the one mixed up. There.
Yeah, see?
I got it.
There you go, see? Oh, do you see it now? Watch out, babe. Do you see, does everyone see it now?
Yes.
Yep, 6 plus 1 equals 7. Does everyone agree now?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you agree. I see all thumbs.
It's raised.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I need to get on.
Okay, no, now we're done. Okay, all
It's
right.
raising.
Now let's try another one. Another problem. Okay, this time we're gonna do it a little bit quicker than we did the last one because now we know exactly what we're supposed to do, right? Okay, so here we go.
Make it easy.
Okay,
Make it
all right.
easy.
All right, here we go. 4 plus 4 equals 8.
4.
4 plus 4 equals 8. And remember, remember, are we using the same color for both sets?
No.
No, we're not.
One more.
So how many of each color should we have?
4. 4 of each other.
Yes, 4 of each color. So we are not using the same of each color. Check your colors.
I don't have 8. Oh, do you have that 4?
You actually do have 8. I'm looking at your colors right now and I see 8. No, we're doing 4. Yeah, on both sides.
Christopher broke.
Okay, put. Okay, 4 and 4. We're not. Christopher, do you have 2 different colors? Emma, count your counters, please. Do you have 8? Or do you have more than 8? Okay, count them. Count both sets. Do you have how many? Do you have 4 on both sides? Are we doing 4 plus 6 or 4 plus 4? We're doing 4 plus 6? No? What are we doing? Okay, so what should we change about this right here? Ethan, you have the same thing as Emma, so what should we change about with your counters? What? Why should we take those 2 away? No, what you just took?
Take that much in your 1, 2, 3.
So what do you think you should do now? So how many do you have on both sides now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 4.
Good job. Good job. Thank you, Ashton M, for your help. Okay, so I'm looking at everybody's math. Yes. Okay, does it have to do with what we're doing right now?
No.
Okay, can you save it? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm looking at everybody's maths and I am so impressed because everyone has the correct number of counters on their math. Okay, so now what are we going to do? If we're adding them, what are we doing?
Wait, this is not my bag.
No, that's not some. What are we doing, Ethan? We are what?
Okay.
Putting them what?
Still.
Putting counters?
You keep doing.
What are we doing with the counters?
This one.
I'm sorry. I don't. Thank you to everyone who is sitting crisscross applesauce and being quiet while Ethan's talking. Okay. Ethan, I'm sorry. What are we doing with the counters?
4 and 4.
Yes, but what are we doing with? Now that we're adding them, what do we do? How do we add them? We count them, but what are we doing with the counters? Can someone help Ethan? Christopher?
4 plus 4 means when you equal 8, when you count the 4 and then you do it again, you can make it equal 4. But if you count like pictures and then it goes 8 or 4, you can make it count to 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay, does anyone remember what we did with the counters last time? Like when we added them, how did we combine them? What did we do to add them? To show that we were adding them? Because now right now we only have 2 sets. How do we show that we have a sum of 8? Alyssa?
We're adding them.
But how are you going to show me that we're adding with your counters?
By putting them together.
Yes, Alyssa, yes. You're going to put them together. So if you can all do that right now, you can show me that you are adding. Yes. put your counters together, and then when you are done, I'm going to ask someone who has been sitting quietly this whole time to show me this math, or this addition sentence. And I have been watching a couple people. My eye on some. Okay, I'm going to ask Levi. Do you remember what we did? Okay. Go ahead. Oh, hang on. Remember, we have to go to the pen first, and then you want red? Okay. Oh, I'm not sure. There we go. That should work now. Okay, thumbs up in the air, high in the air, if you guys think that what Levi just did was right. Okay, did he write the correct addition sentence?
Yes.
Okay, he absolutely did, because one set of 4 plus another set of 4 equals a sum of 8, right? So, on the count of 3, I want you all to shout, what is the sum? 1, 2, 3.
8.
Very good. You guys know your sums. Okay, very good. Okay, so now what I'm going to have you guys do is, yes. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have you guys do now. We are going to move on to our next activity, but first we are going to put our counters back in our bags. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next. Quietly.
I did it on this. How many do you have?
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm getting mashed.
Okay. Make sure you go sit back. Sit back in your picture when you're done. Alright. Okay, sure, whatever.
We're sitting back on our picture.
Wow, that is really hard. I didn't even know that. Okay, alright, you can sit down. Okay, I really need you to sit down so I can give directions. Okay, thank you. Sit down. Okay. Alright, so I need all eyes and ears up here, please. Okay, so next we are going to, I'm going to give you directions real quick for this activity that we are going to do here. Yesterday I know you guys did something similar. Today you guys are going to have another addition sentence. This time you guys are going to be circling the first set. Okay, so here, for example, they had the addition sentence, 2 plus 3 equals 5. And they have to circle the first set. And they circled 2. It's two helicopters plus 3 helicopters. And you see the addition sentence is 2 plus 3 equals 5. So do you see why they didn't circle 3 helicopters?
Because it was the second number.
Right, because 3 comes second, okay? So the second sentence right here, those look like, I'm going to say those are lines to me. Those look like lines. So I'm going to say 1 line plus, the number's missing. What am I going to, what should I write there?
3.
3, right. Because not only do I know the sum, I also have a picture to help me write the number there. But what am I going to circle? If I'm circling the first set, I'm looking for someone who's raising their hand and sitting quietly to tell me the answer because I don't know. I need help. Parker.
3.
I'm circling 3. Are you sure? I'm circling the first set.
You're circling the first set.
The first set. What is the first set?
1.
1, yes. 1 would be the first set. Because 1 right here. Okay. So, and I would be writing, what would I write right here?
3.
3. And why wouldn't I write my favorite number 4? You guys know how much I like to write for number 4.
Or 8.
Right, I like to write 8 too because it's double 4s. But why can't I write the number 4?
Because it
It's
doesn't
on
have
the
a
picture.
picture.
It's not on the picture.
What would happen if I wrote the number 4 here? What is 1 plus 4 equal 5, or 1 plus 4 equal 4?
No.
What does that equal?
5.
It equals 8?
5.
Yes, it equals 5. So what does 1 plus, what do I add 1 to equal 4? Ethan. Yes, right. Okay. So down here, what is my first set? Ashton. What is my first set?
3.
3. Okay, and my sum, what is the sum? Someone who's raising their hand, Alyssa.
4.
4. Where do you see a number 4? I'm working on this problem down here. Where do you see a 4? You gonna try again? What is the sum? Down here for problem number 3.
5.
5, yes. Okay, so what do I write in the middle? I don't know.
5. 2.
Yes, 2. How do you know? But how do you know?
Because I looked at the 2 fish.
Yes. Okay, I think those are actually blimps. Are we what they're called? They kind of look like fish, but I think they're actually called blimps. But, oh, and you know what? Actually, these things I thought they were limes, but they look like boats, actually.
Everybody don't get up.
Okay, so you guys can go sit back down. And I'm going to hand out your papers now because, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, so, if you sit at Riker's table, if you sit at Maya's table,
What is that?
if